Have you ever seen your Python code just crash out of nowhere and you're like, what just happened? We're here today to fix that issue with just a few lines of code. So stay until the end of the video and let's go. Alright, so what is error handling? Sometimes in programming here, specifically Python, things might go wrong a little bit. For instance, the user might type in the wrong input, or your program might open a file which doesn't exist. So you want to handle these kind of errors, because if you don't, somehow the whole program might just crash, and that is not what we're looking for. I will start with an example by what I mean by error and your program crashing, and then we'll move on the somehow thing that how you can catch these errors and handle them and this kind of things. So let's say that I will divide 5 by 0, and what I get here is a 0 division error. There are multiple kind of errors, and I will show you in a second, but if I want to somehow explain something to you that your program will crash, like imagine we have a program which is supposed to first type hello world and then divide a number and then like type hello world 2. I know it's silly, but just imagine. And what will happen here is that it will print hello world, but then it will somehow face this 0 division error. We do not want this. This is not what we're looking for, and we're going to handle this in our code. So let's go. So to catch these errors and handle the exceptions, you can use the code which is try and except. I just put that pass over there because I just want you to see the syntax. It's like this: you first say try and then accept, but to be more clear, try is where you write the code that might cause a problem, for instance the 5 divided by 0 thing, and the accept block is where you handle that particular problem. So let's use the old example. We already know that 5 divided by 0 will give us a 0 division error, but here I can say like error, and instead of encountering that somehow bad looking error, I'm handling it. However, this is not a good way to just say except. You must somehow name that exception. Like a 0 division error is an exception. You see, we have it here, and instead of just writing except, because when the problem gets more complicated, you somehow might handle many different kinds of errors. Like the user might enter the wrong input, the user might enter 0, and there be like a lot of things. You cannot just say except, you see. So, and like I will say error and please don't enter 0, like something like that. Now let's go for another example, and then I will explain the else block. Let's say we want to get an input from the user. We want to get the user's age. Of course, the age is an integer, so I will call int, and then I will say enter your age. And the error that I might somehow face, the program might face, is that the user might accidentally or intentionally enter somehow, he might, or he or she might enter a string, or I don't know, a character. They might just not enter anything like that. So I will say like except, and I will say please enter number. Let's delete that, please, part. And like first I will say like 3, everything is brilliant, but when I will say like exam, it says it says enter a number, but I just told you you cannot just say except. You can, but it's not logical and it's not good. Instead, I will somehow tell myself what is the exception that I'm trying to handle. I'm trying to handle a value error. I will like type value, and here it is, value error. Of course, you don't have to do this like always, but I just wanted to show you that you can find it yourself. But there is a like pretty good documentation for this. You can go and read it. I think it's on Python's original website. So yeah, you don't have to just guess like this is a value error. There are a lot of exceptions. Let's move on with the else block, and I just told you that this is the somehow normal syntax for the try and except, and this is where the else comes. This is somehow the syntax for it. But what does the else block do? The else block somehow runs only if no errors happen, and somehow, to be more clear, if no errors happen in the try block. If the somehow operation is done successfully, the else block will run. And this is a brilliant way to separate your success logic from your error handling. I will just give an example so you can completely understand this. Let's get the user's age again. And like enter your age. And the exception was value error, so I will say enter a number. And I just told you that the else block runs only if no errors have happened. So the operation somehow has been successfully done. I will say like, let's do something silly like you are, I don't know, age years old, something like that, something simple. Forget about the program, I'm just trying to teach you something here. Let's say like D. It will say enter a number. The else block didn't run because we encountered an exception, a value error exception. But if, what just happened? If I just say like 16, it will tell me that you're 16 years old. You know, it's just somehow, I just told you, this is where everything is done successfully. I hope you have understood this. So this is the last part, which is the finally block. Finally is your kind of safety net, let's say. It always runs, no matter what happens, the finally block will always run. So you must use it when you want to, let's say, close a file, or you want to release a resource, or maybe you just want to show a message that something is done. Unfortunately, this example isn't a good one, so I can show you the use case of finally, but I'll do my best. Let's say this block always runs. I just want to show you how it works, and I just want you to understand it, so it really doesn't matter. I will enter an integer, which I'm not supposed to encounter any errors when I somehow enter an integer, but although I won't get an error, this block will somehow always run, and even if I enter a string or anything like that, which I'm supposed to get an error and the program must tell me that enter a number, this block will again run. So that's the use case of finally. I just told you, when you open a file, you must eventually close it. That's where you close the file in the finally block. Maybe we can do this, I don't know, like thanks for using, oh, I don't know, this program. Maybe something like that. Although it's not like that, but that's how you can use the finally block. And that's all. Now somehow you know how to use try, except, else, and finally in Python. You must know that these tools are really essential for writing clean and reliable code, especially if you're building something that deals with, let's say, users, files, or external input. I just showed you an example. And that's it. So if you found this helpful, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more Python tips. And let me know in the comments what error has made your program crash before. Thank you so much. Have a good day.